Aye, beautiful beings. I'm Crystal and welcome to today's Treehouse Yoga Flow. We're going to get started in a comfortable seated position of your choice, lifting up, lengthening through the spine as best as you can, and taking a wee moment here to allow ourselves to settle into today's practice. So right away here, notice the quality of your breath. Feeling the expansion in your lungs and your belly as you breathe in, and feeling your body soften as you exhale. Allowing for yourself here to take a moment of stillness for yourself. Let yourself settle and ground into this moment, into this practice. Starting to welcome some movement into the body. We're going to extend our legs out in front of us to press the soles of our feet together for butterfly pose. Keeping your hands placed over your feet or on your ankles. Lifting up through the spine, then on an exhale, circle and lean forward over your legs. Inhale as you come back up through center, and exhale to circle and fold over your legs. So only allowing yourself to fold forward as much as you can, and making sure to stay connected with the breath. This is a really big stretch for the hips, the inner thighs, so big stretch requires big breath. Circling in one direction. And then we're going to go ahead and switch. Take your circle in the opposite direction. Keep connecting the breath to the movement to the breath. We'll do one last circular motion here and returning to center. Close your legs like a book, taking the soles of your feet out in front of you onto the ground. Placing your hands behind you, find a positioning that works best for you, whether your fingertips be pointing towards you, to the sides, or away from you. And whichever you choose, find an openness through the chest and the throat, allowing for the heart space to open up. From here, we'll lift our hands off the ground, lengthen through the spine. Shimmy your feet further out wide, toes at an angle, and coming down to a squat if you can. You're most welcome to support your heels if they can't make it all the way down to the ground. So just coming down as low as you can, making any adjustments that your body needs. And then we're going to place our hands onto the ground, straighten through your legs, and shimmy the feet back to hips distance apart. Landing in a forward fold, bending through the knees as much as you need to, shaking the head a little bit from side to side here. And with your next inhale, lift and reach up to the sky. Palms kiss overhead. Exhale to take your hands down in front of your heart center and then by your sides. Our feet are still hips distance apart. Our palms are facing forward, lifting up and lengthening through the spine as best as you can. Mountain pose. Feeling the connection between the soles of your feet and the earth beneath you. From our mountain pose, we're going to find tree position, so a balancing shape. Starting by taking your hands to press together in front of your heart. You might take your heel on top of the opposite foot, or you might take your foot to the lower part of your inner leg, or all the way up into your inner thigh. You might keep your hands pressed together, or maybe you grow your branches. So pressing the foot into the leg, pressing the leg into the foot. On an exhale, you can float your tree branches all the way back down. And with an inhale, lift and reach both hands up to the sky, lean back slightly. Exhale to forward fold. With an inhale, lift back up, rise all the way back up, lean back slightly, and exhale, float your arms down by your sides. Taking our tree pose onto the opposite side. So we have these different variations that we can work through. And you might find your foot positioning the same as the other side, or it might be completely different. Perhaps you keep your hands pressed together in front of the heart, or maybe you grow your branches. Finding one singular thing to rest your gaze on to really help your focus in this position. On your exhale, float your branches all the way back down, stepping to the top of your mat. Inhale, lift and reach up, lean back slightly, and exhale, forward fold. Stepping one foot back and the other, coming to a plank position, and exhale to lower all the way down to the belly. Fingertips spread out underneath the shoulders. With an inhale, lift and press away from the earth, cobra. Exhale, float the forehead back to the earth. Making your way to a tabletop position from here. So stacking the knees under the hips, the wrists under the shoulders. We are going to lift and extend the right leg back behind us. Option to stay here with just this one leg lifted. You also can reach the opposite arm out in front of you. And there's another option to reach back to grab your foot, lifting your head and your gaze up, allowing your chest to be open, tiger pose. On an exhale, release, coming back to tabletop. We're going to find a balancing shape on the other side now. So with an inhale, extend the left leg out behind you. You might stay here. You might want to extend the opposite arm out in front of you. Or you might want to bend that knee and reach back to catch your foot or your ankle, lifting your gaze and your head up, opening through the chest. Allowing for the points of contact that you have with the earth to keep you really rooted in your balancing pose. With an exhale, release back to tabletop. Walking the hands forward an inch or two, tucking the toes under and sending the hips up and back to downward facing dog. On your next inhale, take your gaze forward and step your feet up so they meet the backs of your wrists. Forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway, hands to your shins or your thighs. Exhale, soften and fold. And inhale to lift and rise, palms kiss overhead. Lean back slightly. And exhale, we're going to dive all the way back down to forward fold. Stepping or jumping your feet back to plank. Exhale to lower all the way down to the belly. Inhale to press up to cobra, open through the chest. Exhale, float the forehead back down. Pressing up towards a tabletop position, knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. We're going to move through cat-cow. With an inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze up, open the chest. And exhale to contract, round through the spine, take the gaze towards the belly button. So as you inhale, you find expansion, and as you exhale, you find contraction. So keep this movement going with the flow of your breath, noticing all the sensations in the body that arise for you during this movement. Winding down from this cat-cow movement, we're going to crisscross our ankles behind us, come through to a seat of your choice. Once you have arrived, inhale, spread your wings, open out your arms nice and wide, heart is open, and exhale, crisscross your arms, taking your hands to the opposite shoulders. You might stay here, or you might further intertwine your arms in towards eagle arms. With eagle arms, you might stay in stillness, or you might inhale, lift the arms, lift the gaze up. Exhale, take the arms down and the gaze down. With your hands connected with your shoulders, you have the option to also stay in stillness, or with an inhale, lift your gaze up, and with an exhale, bow your head to your heart. So either way, we're finding something that really opens up through the back heart space here. On your next inhale, we're going to unravel, spread your wings, open up through the heart. And with an exhale, crisscross your arms the opposite way this time. You can first take them towards the shoulders. And you might be able to intertwine your arms into eagle arm wrap. Whichever position you are in, you might be in stillness, or you might find some movements connected with the breath. Feel free to send your breath to any places in your body that's feeling the intensity of this stretch. On your next inhale, spread your wings once again, open up nice and wide through the arms. Let your heart be open. Let your heart radiate your beautiful energy. Maybe even painting a little smile on your face here. And on an exhale, float your hands down. We're now going to find an arm positioning behind our back. So you might be able to grab onto the opposite arm behind your back, or you might be able to press your hands together behind your back heart space in prayer position. Wherever you are, we're looking to find gorgeous length all the way along through the spine. Sits bones are nice and grounded down to the earth. And on an exhale, release your hands. We're now going to be finishing this practice in some stillness. So you're welcome to stay in a comfortable seat of your choice. Or if you'd rather, you're welcome to lie down on your back for Shavasana. By finding stillness and quietness at the end of a yoga practice, this is allowing for all of the goodness of the practice to really integrate into the mind, the body, and the spirit. If you find that the mind wanders, that's okay. Just gently guide your awareness back to your breath. Whenever you're ready to reawaken the body, you can start to wiggle through the fingers and the toes, stretching or yawning the body out in any way that feels right for you. And if you are ready to finish this yoga practice here and now, I welcome you to join me in a comfortable seat if you are not already here. On an inhale, lift and reach your hands up to the sky, palms kiss overhead. Exhale to take your hands down in front of your heart center. Breathing in here. And as you breathe out, bow your head to your heart in honor of yourself and in honor of the practice of yoga. Thank you for joining me for this journey. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day.